Do you ever feel like your business would completely fall apart if you stepped away for even a day? Like you have to be involved in every decision, every problem, every little fire that pops up. The truth is, a successful business should run like a well-oiled machine, with or without you. Today, we're talking about the mindset shift from doer to delegator, the core systems your business needs to function smoothly, and exactly how to delegate without everything crumbling. Stick around, because by the end of this episode, you'll have a roadmap to creating a self-sustaining business that doesn't rely on you for every little thing. Let's dive in. Are you that driven entrepreneur who believes that working harder holds the key to your dreams? Are you drowning in the day-to-day tasks, wishing you had more time to strategize and cast the vision for your business growth? Hi, I'm Donna Dubé, your guide on this entrepreneurial journey. I've walked in your worn-out shoes, burning the midnight oil, convinced that sheer hard work was the secret to success. Just one more email, one more task, until I found myself on a one-way track to burnout. But here's the twist in the tale. I discovered that success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about being intentional with our time. It's about steering our ship with focus, because no team, system, or automation can outperform a lack of direction. In this podcast, I'm sharing with you all the strategies for business growth that it took me years to learn. If you're ready to step out of the daily overwhelm so you can amplify your profits, then I'm ready to teach you. I believe the only limit to your business growth is the one you set for yourself. Go grab a notebook, warm up that cup of tea, and let's do this. Hello, and welcome back, small business owner. I can just imagine that you sometimes, or maybe a lot of times, feel like everything depends on you. Every email, every client request, every hiccup, it lands on your plate. And while that might feel necessary right now, it's actually keeping you stuck. The reality, most small businesses aren't built on one person juggling all the things. They're built on strong systems and teams that can run the business even when the owner steps away. I want you to think about the McDonald's restaurant for a moment. And no, I'm not talking about the greasy fries and the Big Mac. It doesn't matter if you walk into a McDonald's restaurant in New York, in London, in Toronto, or in Tokyo. The experience is the same. And it's not because they have the most talented employees in the world. It's because they have rock-solid systems. If McDonald's can run efficiently with teenagers at the register all over the world, your business can absolutely run without you hovering over every detail. Now, I get it. I've been there. I used to think my business needed me 24/7, that I had to be personally handling every problem or it wouldn't get done, quote unquote, right. But after implementing some systems and making some key mindset shifts, I've built businesses that thrive even when I step away. And today I want to help you do the same. We're going to be covering 3 things: shifting from doer to delegator, the 3 core systems that every business needs, and a simple delegation framework to ensure that your team executes without your constant involvement. All right, let's get started. Let's start with that mindset shift. From doer to delegator. This is one of the hardest shifts for us to make, right? Because we've built this business from the ground up. We know every little detail. And because of that, you probably feel like no one else can do it quite like you. But let me tell you something, that's the hard truth. If you hold on to that belief, you will always be the bottleneck in your business. Most business owners get stuck in what I call the monkey problem. So let's say you have a team member and they come to you with a problem. That's their monkey. Instead of coaching them through solving it, you take the monkey and say, I'll just handle it. Now you've got a whole bunch of monkeys running around on your back, and you're drowning in tasks that aren't even yours to do. Does this sound familiar? The shift from doer to delegator means actually giving those monkeys back. When someone comes to you with a problem, instead of immediately solving it, ask, what do you think we should do? Guide them, coach them, and then let them take ownership. Over time, this creates a team that can problem solve without relying on you for everything. All right, let's look at an example. So let's say your business gets a lot of customer emails. Right now, you might be the person answering those all yourself. But we have to think about this. As business owner and CEO, your job isn't to respond to emails. It's to create a system for handling how to respond to those emails. So that means setting up templates, training your team, and making sure they have clear guidelines so they can respond just as well as you would. So I have a little exercise for you when we're thinking about this mindset shift. I want you to write down 3 things you do daily that someone else could handle. So if you left for a week, what would break? What's stopping you from handing those things off? Delegation is a muscle, and it gets easier the more we do it. Every time you start to feel comfortable, it's time to look and see, what can I delegate? All right, now the second step in this process is core systems for your business. Every business needs 3 core systems. These are the foundation that allows your business to function without you being in the weeds. So the first one is your operations system. This is how you keep everything running smoothly. Think of it like a playbook for your business. It's a document of how things get done, who does them, and when. And this can be everything from hiring to customer service to daily processes. All of that should be documented. So imagine you're running a clinic and your receptionist quits unexpectedly. Without any systems in place, chaos erupts, right? You are now left scrambling to hire, to train, to cover those tasks, to answer the phones, to greet the clients when they come in. Probably it's all on your plate if you don't have systems in place. But if you already have the systems in place, then you have a hiring playbook ready. You have a clear job description. You have an onboarding process, and you have training materials. So a new hire can get up to speed quickly, and you don't have to drop everything. Do you see the difference there? Sure, you still need to hire someone, but the process and the path to get there is so much more efficient and easier when you have an operation system. So for those of you who don't have that right now, it can feel overwhelming, and I get it. So I want you to start small. I want you to pick one daily task and write down exactly how you do it. This is your first step towards having a documented system. And if you're not sure what that task should be or how I document it, then I want you to check out my Delegate Like a Pro resource. It's a quick 5-day resource that will allow you to outline which tasks should be delegated next, how to set up an SOP and how to document that, and how to hand that over to your team successfully. So I'll drop the link in the show notes. It's Delegate Like a Pro. All right, the second system we need is a sales and marketing system. You can't grow your business if your marketing and sales are all over the place. A strong system means leads are coming in consistently, and sales happen without you manually chasing every customer. So here's a simple example. If you're currently doing all your social media manually, posting whenever you remember, That's not a system. That's not a process, right? A system would be planning content in advance, using scheduling tools, and having a repurposing strategy. That makes sure that your marketing happens whether you're actively doing it or not. And the third system we need is a client delivery system. At the end of the day, keeping our customers happy gives us referrals to other customers and gives us repeat customers. This ensures that once a client signs on, they have a smooth, consistent experience. So whether you run a coaching business, an agency, you sell products, we all need a streamlined onboarding and delivering process. That can be automated welcome emails, clear timelines, and structured check-ins to help our clients get the results without us personally hand-holding every step of the way. And again, if you're looking at this and listening and thinking, oh my, I don't have this, start small. Look at the steps you take with every new client and start to document them. That's the beginning of your client delivery system. Okay, and the third step of having systems in our business so that it can run without you is delegation. So we've identified what to delegate. We've started building systems. Now, how do we ensure that our team executes without us needing to micromanage? So here's the formula that I like to follow. Define, document, delegate, and review. So first up, define. We have to be crystal clear on what needs to be done and what success looks like. If I turn to my virtual assistant and say to her, can you make me a mock-up for this service that I'm going to be selling next month? And I give her limited information about what I want on the mock-up, what's included in the service, any colors. Maybe she doesn't even know my branding colors. How is she going to make a mock-up that's going to fit my standard when I haven't shown her what my standard looks like? So your team members need to know your branding colors. They need to know something about the product. They need to know something about what you like and what you don't like. So in this case, I could show her things in Canva and say, these kind of things were done before. Something like that is what I like. I don't like this, or don't use the yellow. Whatever it is. We have to be crystal clear on what needs to be done and what success looks like. That's the defining stage. Next up is document. So creating simple SOPs, standard operating procedures. Yes, a video will work, but you need to make it. We need to document something so that our team members have a recipe to follow when we ask them to do certain tasks. The next one is delegate. So this is where we're actually going to hand off the task, but we don't want to disappear. We want to be available to provide guidance and support. Notice I said guidance and support, not takeover, right? So if something isn't done quite to our standard, that's when we want to provide the guidance and the support, not take it back and redo it. And lastly, review. We want to check in regularly. We want to give feedback, and we want to be part of improving the process over time. Maybe the task that we are asking our team member to do is clunky, it's messy, it's got a lot of steps. And our team member says, hey, you know what? We could do this a lot easier if we did this, that, and that. You want to hear that feedback. But if you don't check in and you don't have a space for that team member to come and say those things to you, you're not going to know. So we want to review what we've delegated and make sure that things are working smoothly. And the biggest mistakes that business owners make, they either don't fully delegate, meaning they take the task back at the first sign of trouble, or they disappear completely, expecting magic to happen. Delegation requires a balance. We have to train, we have to guide, and then we have to trust. Building systems and stepping into your CEO role isn't about losing control. It's actually about gaining freedom. Imagine what it would feel like to take a vacation without your business falling apart, or to focus on growth instead of being buried in the busy work. That is exactly possible when you put the right systems in place. If this episode got you thinking and you would like some support with where to start building systems in your business, I would like to invite you to book a Focus and Freedom coaching call. We'll meet on Zoom and work through where the bottlenecks are in your business right now and what your next action steps are. I'll put the link in the show notes so you can book a time that works for you on your calendar. Okay, that's it for today. I want you to go start building those systems. Forget the overwhelm, start small, start documenting. And I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me on this episode of CEO Amplify. I appreciate you being part of our thriving community of ambitious business owners. If you enjoyed today's episode, I kindly ask you to share this podcast with a friend and take a hot minute to rate and leave a review. It would mean the world to me. Your feedback helps me reach more people and continue providing valuable content. Thanks so much for your support. Keep shining, and we'll catch you on the next episode.